Hey folks, as many of you may know, I heat our house here with a wood stove, so I've always got to have some good firewood. And the chain on my chainsaw, you have to keep those chains good and sharp. Most of the time I sharpen it myself at home with a file, and occasionally, once or twice a year, I'll take my chains into town and get the man up at the store to sharpen them on his sharpening machine. Well, he charges $5 for every chain, and I think he charges people $10 if he has to take the chain off of the saw for you. So I decided to invest in this Blue Max chainsaw sharpener. I picked it up off of eBay for 40 bucks. Read a lot of reviews on it. It's made in China, of course. It's one of the cheaper models, but if you figure every $5 for every chain, it'll pay for itself in no time. It's Blue Max chainsaw sharpener, 120 volts. It's basically just a grinding wheel mounted onto this little swivel device, and it's at an angle so that when the wheel, when you pull the handle down, it cuts right into the chain. And you can adjust this little track right here to the degree that you want your chain sharpened. It can be mounted to a bench, wall, or vise. It includes 4 1/4 by 1/8 grinding wheel with a 7/8 arbor. I've already got it taken out of the box. I've got it temporarily mounted to my back porch rail because my chains needed sharpening. And let's go take a look at it, and I'm going to put a chain on it and sharpen it. We'll look at it before and after. Okay folks, here's the Blue Max brand chainsaw chain sharpener. It's just a little grinding wheel that you put your chain into this little track right here in this little gauge. You move it forward per tooth, every other tooth that you're going to sharpen, and it's got a gauge right here on the bottom. You can set this gauge to the degree as specified per your chain that you're using, the manufacturer specifications. I'm using Oregon brand chains, and the recommended setting for this brand I'm using is 30 degrees. I've got it set already. You can adjust this little stop bracket backwards and forwards depending upon the size of your chain. It's also got a stop screw that sets down into there when you lower this down to where it doesn't go any lower. And another thing, generally by sharpening them with your hand file, it's really hard to keep the exact 30-degree angle on them. You tend to get a little bit off. Each tooth may not be the same. I know they make little devices that you can put on the bar of your saw, but I don't have one of those. I always just did it by eye and did it by hand. Let's go ahead and put this old dull chain on there and sharpen it up and see how it does. And we'll do that all the way around till we get back to the tooth that we started on. Once we complete that side, we will rotate the plate around here to the other direction on 30 degrees, then complete the teeth that are going in the opposite direction. Well, there you have it, folks. There's the Blue Max chainsaw chain sharpener. Overall, I would say it's really good for what it is. It's not one of the top of the line ones by any means. It's very cheap on eBay or Amazon, but if you're cutting firewood and you have several chains you need sharpened for the money, you can do it yourself right at home. The only thing I had to put on it was this little track right here, which simply just screwed into the bottom with the adjusting screw. I put this little brake lever right here on there, which was took about 5 minutes total to put it together. It runs good so far. It's cutting the teeth at the appropriate angle. As you can see here, it goes from 0 to 35 degrees. For these chains, I'm using 30. 30 degrees is the optimal angle. Great for just a homeowner. If you was operating some sort of shop, machinery, or a logging company, you would probably want to get one of the higher grade model ones. That's a lot more heavy duty. This is just a light duty homeowner type deal. But for the money, it's definitely worth it, I think. I've already sharpened one chain with it, and just like a brand new one, just like a factory, just like straight out of the box. I'm very impressed with the way it's cutting. It takes a little bit of getting used to, getting your adjustments set up right here, how low your wheel goes so you don't actually cut down into the links themselves, but you're just sharpening the teeth. Once you get that set together, you're good to go. Overall, it'll pay for itself in one wood cutting season easily. Folks, if anybody out there sharpens chains, they know how easy it is to get that pitch of those teeth off, and your saw just doesn't cut good. It makes cutting wood a pain in the butt, and this thing right here is definitely a must-have if you use your chainsaw cutting firewood just for yourself at home. It's a great little item to have. Folks, the Blue Max chainsaw chain sharpener. Thanks for watching, folks, and we'll see you next time.